This is Relatively Prime, verse in the mathematical domain. I am Samuel Hansen. Hello, Relatively Prime listeners. I'm very excited because once again it is time for us to investigate that intersection between literature and art and mathematics. That's right. It is time for a new chapter of Diegetic Plots. And to start out Diegetic Plots Chapter 3, I'm very excited to bring to you a poem. It's called The M Word. It was originally published in the Journal of Humanistic Mathematics, and it is being read for you by its author, Larry Lesser. So, without any further ado, here is Larry with The M Word.
Mathematics. Meteorologists smiled, measuring money markets, mortgages, Microsoft motherboards. Mathematics. Military megaton missiles misguided. Mathematics. Mathematize, metastasize median mortality models. Mathematics. Myopic, monastic, medieval, man-made. Mathematics. Mercator map misleading, manipulating. Mechanical, menial, monotone, memorizing, mimicking, mindless, meaningless, merciless, mean. Mathematics. Mandatory, meticulous, midterm, magnifies manic minutes. Murky, messy, misstep, mistake, minus, mark, mediocre. Mathematics. Mentor mollifies misconceived myths. Metacognition. Moderate. Mediate. Meditate. Modulate. Motivate. Momentum. Moving. Mathematics. Magnanimous. Magnificent. Majesty. Manifest. Myriad mysteries, Mozart melodies, Mandelbrot mountains, mollusk shells, moth wings, mud cracks, moon tides, Mesopotamian multiplication, multiplicities, metaphysics, modus tollens, maneuvering, mastering, meritorious, marvelous mathematics.
Well, I am sure that we can all agree that that poem by Larry was definitely most magnificent. And now, as some people have perhaps said throughout the years, for something completely different.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Kroneckea customer support line. How can I help you today?
Yeah. I've been trying to assemble this damn fire strata end table for hours, and it's not working.
Well, how does anyone ever complete anything, really?
What?
You can finish half of it, then half of that half, and half of that half of half, but you'll never finish... Wait, sorry. I'm reading the instructions for Zeno's bookcase.
Yeah, sure. My point is the diagram for this end table does not make a lick of sense.
I proofed those diagrams myself, and I assure you that they are accurate. Hell, I would even say that they're fit for Erdős's book.
They are not fit for any book. You know what they're fit for? They're fit for the garbage, because I've been trying to follow them for hours and it's gibberish.
I can see how someone like you might have trouble understanding.
What do you mean? Because I'm just because I'm gay, I can't follow.
No, of course. How could I possibly know that? No, I meant a non-mathematician.
Oh, sure. And why do you think I'm not a mathematician?
You haven't laughed at any of my jokes.
Whew. Okay, look, you are going to walk me through assembling this end table, or I am going to have your job.
No offense, it sounds like you'd be terrible at this job. I mean,
you know what I mean.
Okay, sir, we'll work through this together. First, I need you to be sure that you have all of the necessary parts. All 6 Sirpin screws?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, all 6.
Euclid board?
That's those curved ones?
Come on, those are clearly loba curves. The Euclid board is as flat as Abbott's land.
Now, that one I get. Still not funny, but even I've read Flatland.
Then there's hope for you and this end table yet. Looks like the only part left are the mandel nuts.
Yeah, about those, I really think that something might be wrong with mine.
Wrong with them? How so?
I mean, just like wrong. They seem to be made of like smaller versions of themselves, but not just that. Like those smaller versions are also made of smaller versions
and
of...
those are made of even smaller versions. That's exactly right. Part of our revolutionary new fractal assembly line. Patent pending.
You know what? I don't care. Whatever. I just want to build this end table and get it done with.
Okay. So first, take 3 of the loba curves and put them together in a triangle with an angle sum of 193 degrees. Then, after tightening down the mandel nuts, project the result into 112-dimensional space and rotate by... That's it. Tighten down the Euclid board with the last Sirpin screws. Almost there. Just one complex transform and...
I can get it. Yes! I did. I did it. We did it. Thank you. I can't believe we actually did it.
Of course you did. It was simply a matter of following the instructions.
Wait. It's... It's animated? My wood laminate particle board end table that we were just building just now out of real physical items is now an animated cartoon?
Yes. When correctly assembled, the Virstrata is, in fact, imaginary.
No. Okay, listen. I've had enough. That's it. That is the last straw. I've had enough of you. I've had enough of this table. I'm gonna get you fired.
I'm sorry that my customer service has been less than satisfactory. Let me transfer you to my supervisor, Nick Bourbaki.
And that is all that was written in this chapter of Diegetic Plots on Relatively Prime. I really want to thank Larry Lesser for sending in the poem The M Word. Thank you so much. I know it took a little bit longer than I promised to get it on Relatively Prime, but I am so glad that I was finally able to feature it. It is really a marvelously magnificent piece of poetry. I also want to thank Bree Prehn. For what? Who knows? I'm sure you can figure it out. Bree did a lot of work to help make this episode possible. Also has been a big supporter of Relatively Prime for a long time. So Bree, thank you very much. I know that me being sincere is making you uncomfortable, and that makes this all the better. Relatively Prime is, as always, made possible with the support of its listeners. In this case, its supporters on Patreon. You can head on over to patreon.com/relprime or relprime.com/support to help support this show and make sure that it keeps on going. Please support the show. I really love making it, and part of that reason is because I know that there's those of you out there who like this show enough and think that it's worth supporting. So thank you, keep it up, and convince some of your friends to do it too. If you don't have any money, I totally get it. I really, really understand. But you can still help out the show by, giving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts / iTunes, whatever you feel like calling it. Because that is really what helps boost Relatively Prime up the rankings and make sure that other people see that they can subscribe to the show. If you want to reach out to me, maybe you have a piece of poetry or prose or whatever else that you would like on a future Diegetic Plots. I am always looking for more pieces of mathematical literature and art that I can feature on this podcast. So please send me an email, samuel@acmescience.com. Or if you really just want to say hi. I haven't heard hello from any of the listeners in a while, and it's always a great surprise getting one of those in my inbox. So please feel free. It's really my personal inbox. It's the one that I give out to, people to send me emails, and I would love to see some more. That is just about it, other than the fact that I need to thank Jahzzar for the music that I have been speaking over and using throughout this show. You can find out more about them at the Free Music Archive, which is freemusicarchive.org. And finally, I swear that this is the last little piece, and it better be because I've definitely run out of music to talk over. Relatively Prime is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike license, so you can feel free to remix it as long as you give us attribution. You also share it with everyone else. And so that's it. I promise, except one more thing. I hope y'all have a matherific month. Bye.